Read.
Assembly Bill 2781 by Assemblymember Eduardo Garcia, an act relating to environmental justice.
Mr. Garcia, you may open.
Mr. Speaker and members, many communities in California continue to be disproportionately burdened by multiple sources of pollution. These disadvantaged communities, also known as environmental justice communities, require much more resources to tackle climate and environmental health impacts. Currently, many communities facing enforcement actions would rather pay the fine than implement these supplemental environmental projects. As a result, there continues to be a disconnect that prevents disadvantaged communities from benefiting from pollution mitigation projects funded by enforcement actions. AB 2781 will direct 10% of all penalties collected by the California EPA boards, departments, and other offices to fund the environmental projects in disadvantaged communities. This bill has received no votes. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Garcia. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 72. No 0. Measure passes. File item 301 is AB 2785. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2785 by Assemblymember O'Donnell, an act relating to special education.
Mr. O'Donnell, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. AB 2785 requires the California Department of Education to develop a manual to guide educators in evidence-based methods of identifying, assessing, and serving English learners who may have disabilities. This bill addresses a long-standing problem, the inappropriate identification of English learners for special education services. This is actually a dual problem of over-identification and under-identification, both of which can result in inappropriate placements and services which hold students back from academic progress. The good news is that with the guidance and professional development, this can change. AB 2785 will give our educators the tools and skills they need to ensure our English learners have the most appropriate placements and instruction. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. O'Donnell. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 71, no 0. Measure passes. File item 302, AB 2790. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2790 by Assemblymember Nazarian, an act relating to professions and vocations.
Mr. Nazarian.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Speaker, AB 2790 requires the California Research Bureau to conduct a study on the necessity and feasibility of statewide licensure for taxicab drivers. With that, I ask you for a kind vote.
Thank you, Mr. Nazarian. See no discussion on the item. Clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 62. Noes 3. Measure passes. File item 303, AB 2796. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2796 by Assemblymember Bloom and others, an act relating to transportation.
Mr. Bloom.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. This is Assembly Bill 2796, which allows for planning and non-infrastructure projects to compete fairly in the active transportation program. The bill designates an ongoing minimum percentage of ATP funding, 5% for planning efforts in disadvantaged communities, and 10% for non-infrastructure activities such as education and outreach. The bill has enjoyed no votes in Policy or Fiscal Committee, and I certainly hope that my mentioning that won't change my respectful request for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Bloom. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 71, no 0. Measure passes. File item 304, AB 2808. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2808 by Assemblymember Gibson, an act relating to horse racing.
Mr. Gibson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and members. Thank you for allowing me to present Assembly Bill 2808, which seeks to continue to allow California to consider implementation of exchange wagering in horse racing in California. Current law authorized the regulations to implementation of exchange wagering in 2012, but these provisions sunset in January 1, 2017. To date, exchange wagering have not been implemented in California, but appropriated regulations have been adopted. This bill seeks to extend the sunset for 4 more years to ensure that California still has an opportunity to consider the valuable options of revigorating the horse racing industry. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Gibson. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 70, no 0. Measure passes. File item 305, AB 2823. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2823 by Assemblymember Gatto, an act relating to the Political Reform Act of 1974.
Mr. Gatto.
This bill would add some inflation and CPI adjustments and also some additional clarity ranges to the Form 700 that we all fill out. I ask for your aye vote.
Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 69, no 0. Measure passes. File item 306, AB 2833. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2833 by Assemblymember Cooley, an act relating to retirement.
Mr. Cooley.
Colleagues, AB 2833 relates to the state's pension system. Since 1984, the administration of the system has been subject to fiduciary obligations, which is very important because of taxpayer dollars that go into that system, as well as employee contributions. This bill will require that there is annual disclosure of fees associated with hedge fund investments, other alternative investments, which are a new type of vehicle not contemplated in 1984. The expenses associated with these investments have an important impact on public pension fund investments. So it's a disclosure bill. I request your aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Cooley. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 69, no 0. Measure passes. File item 307, AB 2861 by Mr. Ting. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2861 by Assemblymember Ting, an act relating to electricity.
Mr. Ting.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. AB 2861 allows the California Public Utilities Commission to create an expedited, streamlined process to resolve interconnection disputes between clean energy customers and energy storage customers and the utility grid. This process sometimes takes on days or months. The process will now be streamlined to allow a dispute resolution for 60 days or less. Respectfully, ask for aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Ting. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 71, no 0. Measure passes. File item 308, AB 2882. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2882 by the Committee on Judiciary, an act relating to family law.
Mr. Stone, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. This is the annual Judiciary Family Law Omnibus Bill. It does several things. It authorizes the 10 conversions of judicial officers to family law and juvenile law. It fixes a pilot program that sunsetted with respect to child support arrears suspension for incarcerated individuals. We started another pilot a year or so ago, and what this bill does is it cleans up the interaction between those two, and it does some other minor updates in the family law arena, and I ask for your aye votes.
Thank you, Mr. Stone. Seeing no discussion or debate on the bill, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 73, no 0. Measure passes. File item 309 on Assembly third reading, pass and retain on Senate third reading. File items 310, 311, 312, pass and retain. Members, we are at file item 313, SB 10. Clerk will read.
Senate Bill 10 by Senator DeLauro and others, enacting the health care coverage, declaring the urgency thereof to take effect immediately.
Dr. Wood, you may open.
Mr. Speaker and members, I rise to present SB 10, which directs the state to apply for a federal waiver to allow undocumented Californians to buy health insurance with their own money through Covered California. Healthcare reform in California has been a huge success, enrolling millions of people in quality health coverage and ensuring the overall success of the program nationwide. In fact, California is the driving force behind the success of the ACA. We have maximized our opportunity to expand Medi-Cal to provide health care coverage to low-income Californians. And beginning this month, every child in California that meets income requirements is eligible to enroll in Medi-Cal. We have also enrolled millions and more in quality health plans that are with vital patient protections through the Covered California Exchange. But federal law prohibits undocumented Californians with the means to buy their own coverage from purchasing insurance through the health exchange. That doesn't make any rational sense. We know from a recent report by the UC Berkeley Labor Center that a third of all undocumented Californians have income above the Medi-Cal eligibility threshold. Allowing these immigrants to access coverage and pay for it entirely with their own means makes economic sense and is the right thing to do. The administrative costs to California that are identified in the analysis are covered by fees assessed on health plans, so those upfront costs will be recouped. Enrolling people in comprehensive coverage is not only a more humanitarian approach, it's also more cost-effective to ensure people have access to preventive care and wellness programs and receive treatment before their condition becomes damaging and much more costly. Members, this bill represents a concept that I think we can all agree on, that making our healthcare system more inclusive and expanding access to care for everyone makes California healthier. I ask for your aye vote.
Mr. Bonta, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and colleagues. I rise in strong support of SB 10. And I think like many of us, we understand that access to high-quality health care shouldn't be a privilege and that it should be for all, not just the few. We took a significant step last year when we provided health care to undocumented Californians through our Medi-Cal program, and we have an opportunity to build on that this year with SB 10. And as mentioned by our health chair, this approach is fiscally sensible, and it also increases access to justice and equity for more Californians. So I respectfully ask for your aye vote on this measure and hope we can get this passed out of the House.
Mr. Allen, you are recognized. Mr. Allen, I believe we have a problem with your microphone. If you might... Members, please no applause. Mr. Allen, you may use an adjoining microphone. Mr. Allen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I'll only take about 5 minutes with my comments, but I do appreciate your indulgence. So, this is absolutely unnecessary. Simply put, Section 1301 of the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, the ACA, provides that a qualified health plan must agree to, among other things, charge the same premium rate for each qualified health plan of the issuer without regard to whether the plan is offered through an exchange or whether the plan is offered directly from the issuer or through the agent. Furthermore, and this is the real issue, there may be an unanticipated impact on the cost of premiums for all enrollees of health plans offered through the exchange if undocumented individuals, many of whom may have had little or no previous health care services and may have a pent-up demand for costly treatments and services, are permitted to enroll in coverage through the exchange. The fact is clear. It's simple. Our medical programs are not living up to their promises. They're too expensive. We can't fund them. We can't even answer the phone calls. And these are for Californians, legal residents, legal citizens of California, to access their state benefits. If we can't even take care of our own citizens and legal residents, why would we want to take care of others? So simply put, I think that the objective of great health care for everyone makes a lot of sense. But if we can't take care of our own legal residents and our own citizens, why would we want to expand this to others? I urge no vote.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. Mr. Thurmond, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I rise in support of SB 10. If you look just on the surface, that doing this is really the right thing to allow those who would take their own money to pay for health insurance to make sure that their family members are healthy and safe. It's just the right thing to do. But if doing it from a humane standpoint is not enough, I urge you just to look at the fiscal savings that we get when we find a way to keep people from using emergency rooms for routine health care because they've been denied access. This isn't a handout. This is saying that someone who puts money in our gross domestic product every single year, who wants to spend their own money to keep their family safe and to reduce the cost of health care to the state of California, I urge you, this is a great thing for the state of California. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Thurman. Seeing no additional discussion on the item, Dr. Wood, you may close.
I'd like to thank my colleagues from Alameda County and appreciate their support. Bottom line, it's the right thing to do. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. This is a 54-vote bill, members. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 54, noes 19 on the urgency. Ayes 54, noes 19 on the measure. Members, a brief announcement. Today is the last day to submit amendments to the desk if an author wishes to amend by June 1st. Tomorrow, June 1st, is the last day to notice intent to remove a bill from the inactive file. This is for bills that do not need to be amended. Tomorrow is also the last day to amend bills on the floor prior to June 3rd. Members, we have bills on call. Members, I'm prepared to lift the call on file item 218. That's AB 1853 by Mr. Cooper. The clerk will post. All members vote who wish to vote. All members vote who wish to vote. All members vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 44, noes 17. That measure passes. Members, prepare to lift the call on file item 213. That's AB 2765 by Dr. Weber. The clerk will post. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. Let's say two-thirds bill. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 55, noes 17. That measure passes. Members, I am prepared to lift the call on file item 205, AB 2667. Mr. Thurman, clerk will post. All members vote who wish to vote. All members vote who wish to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote. Who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Mr. Thurman replaces the call. Members, I'm prepared to lift the call on file item 231. That's AB 2436 by Mr. Hernandez. The clerk will post. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. Mr. Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez, what's your pleasure? All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Mr. Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez replaces the call. Does any member wish to remove an item from the consent calendar? Seeing and hearing none, the clerk will read the second-day consent calendar.
Assembly Bill 1944 by Assemblymember Jones, enact related taxation to take effect immediately, tax levy.
The clerk will open the roll on the consent calendar. All members vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 77, no 0. Measure passes. Consent calendar is adopted. The clerk will read the remaining bills on the second-day consent calendar.
And Assembly Bill 2365.
Ayes 77, no 0. Members, I'm going to lift the call on file item 231, AB 2436. Clerk will post. All members vote who wish to vote. The clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 23, noes 37. Measure fails. Mr. Hernandez notices reconsideration. And finally, members, lifting the call on file item 205, that's AB 2667. Clerk will post. All members vote who wish to vote. All members vote who wish to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Mr. Thurman, we will close the roll and tally the vote. Ayes 37, noes 34. Measure fails. Mr. Thurman notices reconsideration. Members, the session schedule is as follows. Wednesday, June 1st, floor session at 10 a.m. Thursday, June 2nd, floor session at 10 a.m. Friday, June 3rd, floor session at 10 a.m. All other items remaining will be passed and retained. All motions shall be continued. Seeing and hearing no further business, I'm ready to entertain a motion to adjourn. Mr. Calderon moves and Ms. Waldron seconds that this House stands adjourned until Wednesday, June 1st at 10 a.m. Quorum call is lifted.